What's going on? It's the Shooting the Schmidt YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jonathan Smith. Just got done with a nice little football weekend. Talked about the Indiana Hoosiers and why they should still be in the college football playoff earlier today. Make sure you check out that video. But in addition to that, I obviously watched all of the NFL stuff. And everyone is infatuated with the Lions. Everybody loves the Lions. They are the Chicago Cubs of the NFL, right? A really bad team for a really long time. And so because you don't remember any heartbreaking losses against the Lions, you have no reason not to root for them. So when they're not playing against your favorite team, you do root for them. And the fact that they're good, it's this nice story. And, everyone loves Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And Jared Goff is kind of risen from the grave after being traded from the Rams. I mean, what's not to love about the Lions? Everybody loves that team right now. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles, who no one likes outside of Philadelphia Eagles fans. That's what happens when you're good. Teams just don't like you because you beat their team all the time, right? And so these two teams, the Eagles and the Lions, they are hands down the two best teams in the NFC. I think you'd be hard-pressed to put anybody else in that 1 or 2 slot out there in the NFC. And I don't know if the Eagles are better than the Lions, but they're really good. They just crushed the Rams last night on Monday Night Football, and I think we all knew how good they were before even that game happened. The question is obviously Nick Sirianni. Is he going to find a way to mess things up? It's very possible. But I was thinking about the two teams, and they are just incredibly similar. Like, it's kind of funny. And I was trying to think of a good word that doesn't have any sort of like negative connotation around Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni, where I can kind of compare them both. I would say that they're both emotionally aggressive coaches, right? Like they're both, leaders. Like they're both obviously smart guys because you have to be smart to coach in the NFL and you have to be smart to win as many games as both of these guys have won this year. But I think they're better known for how emotional they can be and for the aggressiveness on fourth down. Okay, both the Eagles and the Lions have these great offensive lines, arguably the two best units in the NFL. They both have awesome running backs. They both have, I would say, second-tier quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff. Really good, but they're not Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, or Allen. Okay? They both have, I think, underrated defenses. Like the Lions have the best third-down defense in the NFL. Coming into this week, they were third in red zone touchdown percentage. It's like that defense is legit. If you watch the Eagles, that defense is awesome. Vic Fangio has done a great job of kind of bringing that defense along with him as the years progressed. Both teams are great up front in the trenches on defense as well. Whereas I think the Lions secondary probably gets a little more credit than the Eagles does. But the thing with the Eagles is they're playing younger guys back there. And so to start the year, it was rough. It wasn't very good. There were questions flying out. But now, as guys like Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean have gotten better, that secondary has gotten better along with it, right? So both of these teams, both sides of the football, are very complete and very awesome, right? Both of these teams are hands down the first and second best teams in the NFC. And everyone loves the Lions right now. The Lions have been, I think, crowned as the best team in the NFL ever since the Chiefs lost to the Bills on the road by 2 possessions. And like I said, everyone loves the Lions right now, but are we sure that they're better than the Eagles? Are we sure that they're better than Philadelphia? Right? Because the thing about Philadelphia that I like more about them than I do the Lions is the quarterback spot. Look, Jared Goff has been amazing this year, right? Like super efficient, completes a ton of passes, all those things. But when you need it, like, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you need a game-winning drive. Who do you trust more, Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff? And for me, it's Jalen Hurts. And it definitely helps that he's in the middle of having one of the best years of his career, right? Like he currently has a career high in completion percentage at 69% on the year. He's on pace to set a career high in rushing touchdowns. His total touchdowns between passing and rushing to total turnovers between interception and fumbles is 23-9. Like that's pretty solid on the year. So like he's been awesome. And then you've got Saquon Barkley, who just ran for 250 yards last night. And I know that the Rams defense isn't great, but it's still a professional defense. And he just ran for 250 yards, obviously 140 of those coming on 2 separate carries. Like, he's been the best running back in the NFL this year. People are going to push back and probably say, no, it's Derrick Henry. No, it's Saquon Barkley when you factor in how well he's caught the ball out of the backfield and just how much he has elevated this Eagles offense ever since showing up. Like, he has been nothing short of amazing. And look, we're going to enter another week here. The Lions just won 24-6. It's probably going to be a week-long thing of, oh, the Lions. The Lions are so good. Meanwhile, Philadelphia, they'll get some buzz this week because they're Philadelphia and they just crushed the Rams on national TV. But I'm telling you, like, they are extremely legit. Okay, and people love the Lions. I'm sure the majority of people are going to pick the Lions to win the NFC. They are the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl as of right now. And so people are going to be all over the Lions. But I'm telling you, do not be surprised if the Eagles beat them in the NFC title game. Okay? I still think people are going to be a little bit hesitant to kind of hop on this Eagles bandwagon that's forming because I do think that there's a fair question about the Eagles that I want to address. Who have they beaten? The Eagles are 9-2 on the year. Okay, that is mightily impressive in a league where anyone can lose on any given week to any team. Okay? Of the Eagles' 9 wins, though, only 2 of them are against teams with a record over 500. The Packers way back in week 1 and the Commanders 2 weeks ago. Okay? So that's the only question. How do they look against the best teams in the NFL? We're going to find that out this week because they play the Ravens on Sunday. Can't wait to see how they look against one of the best teams in the AFC. So I think we're going to learn a lot about them this week. If they win that game, we will see a swarm of people jump on this Eagles bandwagon. So, very intrigued. Eagles look really good. Them and the Lions kind of look like the 2 teams that could potentially come out of the NFC. AFC, who knows? Could be the Bills, could be the Ravens, or it could be the Chiefs. Thanks for watching this video. Once again, if you're a college football fan, I did a thing on Indiana and why they should still be in the college football playoff. Make sure you go and check that out. Make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts on the Eagles, and subscribe as well. Thanks, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.